My First Summer in the Sierra by John Muir. June 10th. Very warm. We get water for the camp from a rock basin at the foot of a picturesque cascading reach of the river, where it is well stirred and made lively without being beaten into dusty foam. The rock here is black metamorphic slate, worn into smooth knobs in the stream channels, contrasting with the fine gray and white cascading water as it glides and glances and falls in lace-like sheets and braided, overfolding currents. Tufts of sedge growing on the rock knobs that rise above the surface produce a charming effect. The long elastic leaves arcing over in every direction, the tips of the longest drooping into the current, which dividing against the projecting rocks makes still finer lines, uniting with the sedges to see how beautiful the happy stream can be made. Nor is this all, for the giant saxifrage also is growing on some of the knob rock's islets, firmly anchored and displaying their broad, round, umbrella-like leaves in showy groups by themselves, or above the sedge tufts. The flowers of this species are purple and form tall, glandular racemes that are in bloom before the appearance of the leaves. The fleshy root stalks grip the rock in cracks and hollows, and thus enable the plant to hold on against occasional floods, a marked species employed by nature to make yet more beautiful the most interesting portions of these cool, clear streams. Near camp, the trees arc over from bank to bank, making a leafy tunnel full of soft, subdued light, through which the young river sings and shines like a happy living creature. Heard a few peals of thunder from the upper Sierra, and saw firm white bossy cumuli rising back of the pines. This was about noon. June 11. On one of the eastern branches of the river discovered some charming cascades with a pool at the foot of each of them. White dashing water, a few bushes and tufts of carex on ledges leaning over with fine effect, and large orange lilies assembled in superb groups on fertile soil beds beside the pools. There are no large meadows or grassy plains near camp to supply lasting pasture for our thousands of busy nibblers. The main dependence is ceanothus brush on the hills and tufted grass patches here and there, with lupins and pea vines among the flowers on sunny open spaces. Large areas have already been stripped bare, or nearly so, compelling the poor hungry wool bundles to scatter far and wide, keeping the shepherds and dogs at the top of their speed to hold them within bounds. Mr. Delaney has gone back to the plains, taking the Indian and Chinese with him, leaving instruction to keep the flock here or hereabouts until his return, which he promised would not be long delayed. How fine the weather is! Nothing more celestial can I conceive. How gently the winds blow! Scarce can these tranquil air currents be called winds. They seem the very breath of nature, whispering peace to every living thing. Down in the Camp Dell, there is no swaying of treetops. Most of the time, not a leaf moves. I don't remember having seen a single lily swinging on its stalk, though they are so tall The least breeze would rock them. What grand bells these lilies have, some of them big enough for children's bonnets. I have been sketching them, and would fain draw every leaf of their white shining whorls, and every curved and spotted petal. More beautiful, better kept gardens cannot be imagined. The species is 5 to 6 feet high, leaf whorls a foot wide, flowers about 6 inches wide, bright orange, purple, spotted in the throat, segments revolute, a majestic plant.